We now learn a quick method for adding and subtracting with fractions. So let's say we have to calculate the following. A over B plus C over D. Well, there's a nice little formula. I'll just write equals to with a fraction bar. And the formula is the following. A over B plus C over D equals to A times D, that's A times D, plus, because we're adding these two fractions, B times C, all of which is over B times D. So I'll just write B times D on the denominator. And that's it. That's the formula. So let's go right ahead and see how we can use this formula to add two fractions. Let's say we have to add 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4. All right, we'll use this formula. So I'll start by writing my fraction bar here. And this formula tells us that this equals to 2 times 4. So that's 2 times 4. We're adding these fractions, so I put a plus here. 3 times 1. That's 3 times 1. All of that is over 3 times 4. That's 3 times 4. Okay, all we have to do now is calculate. So on the numerator, we have 2 times 4, which is 8, plus 3 times 1, which is 3. On the denominator, we have 3 times 4, and that's 12. We carry on. On the numerator, 8 plus 3 is 11, and the denominator is still 12. And that's it. We've just added these two fractions together using this formula. Now, the good news is we can use the same formula for subtracting. And let's see how that's done. To calculate A over B minus C over D, it's equal to, I start with my fraction bar, A times D minus, because in this case we're subtracting, B times C, all of which is over B times D. B times D. Okay, so let's go right ahead and work through an example for subtraction. So let's say we have to calculate 3 over 4 minus 1 over 5. Well, once more, we use our formula. So we start by writing equals and a fraction bar. So according to this formula, this should equal to 3 times 5, that's 3 times 5, minus, because this is a subtraction, 4 times 1, and all of that is over 4 times 5. So I just write that, 4 times 5 on the denominator. We now calculate. On the numerator, 3 times 5 is 15, minus 4 times 1, which is just 4. And on the denominator, 4 times 5 is 20. We carry on. 15 minus 4 is 11. And finally, the denominator stays the same, and it's equal to 20. So 3 over 4 minus 1 over 5 is equal to 11 over 20. And we're done. So that's how we can use this neat little formula for adding and subtracting two fractions. Let's look at one last example in which we'll actually have to simplify the fraction. Let's say we have to calculate 3 over 4 minus 5 over 8. Well, again, we use our formula. So remember, that was 3 times 8 minus, because we're subtracting, 4 times 5, all of which is over 4 times 8. We now calculate on the numerator. 3 times 8 is 24, minus 4 times 5, which is 20. And on the denominator, 4 times 8 is 32. We carry on. On the numerator, we find 24 minus 20 equals to 4. And the denominator stays 32. Now, we could stop here, but also we could go further. Indeed, this fraction can be simplified. And the way we simplify this is by looking for the highest common factor of 4 and 32. So let's go ahead and do that. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4, and that's it. The factors of 32 are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. We now look for the highest common factor. That's the largest number which both of these lists have in common. And it doesn't take us too long to see that that's 4. And indeed, we can write 4 equals to 4 times 1. And we can also write 32 equals to 4 times 8. So we can go ahead to simplify this fraction and write that this equals to 4 times 1 over 4 times 8. We now cancel out the highest common factor, like so, and we're left with the final answer, which is 1 over 8. And there we go. That's how we can use our formula for calculating addition and subtraction, and we just seen how we can go further and simplify the fraction when needed. If you're watching this tutorial on the website, make sure to do the exercises directly below. Remember, you have the answer keys there as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to check out radfordmathematics.com. I really hope that helps.